My name is Genaro Jackson. Welcome to Power Your Story Season 9, a podcast from After School Matters and the Creative Impostor Studios in Chicago. This season, our theme is experiences. Thank you for listening. Enjoy the show. Hello, my name is Genaro Jackson, and today we are talking about our experiences with social media. Joining me are Aliyah, Joel, and Devontae. My question for Aliyah is, what are your favorite platforms and how do you use them?
So my favorite social media to use is Instagram. I used to like Facebook, but Instagram I kind of use just to watch videos and look at amazing pictures of artists, artwork, and other things like traveling and like food. I would ask Joel, what do you like about your favorite platform?
My favorite platform right now is TikTok. I just like to see how people interact with each other and build a sense of community with one another.
Well, my favorite platforms I like to use is YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and also Discord. I can express how I feel on there, like creativity of what type of content I could upload and see what the viewers think to show like some type of positivity. That's why I like those social medias. And Discord really helps me to connect with my viewers. What about you, Devontae? What is your favorite platform and what do you like to do on social media?
I use Facebook. See how everyone's doing.
So, what do you all think about social media and mental health for teens and kids?
Well, personally, I think there is an issue with social media and dealing with teenagers or young people using it to bully, but also having it as their self-esteem. I feel like something like that can pose a danger, but social media has that sort of bad and well as good side of what is being used. Personally, I don't really just get likes for something. Say, for instance, I post a picture of waffles, it's just for the likes. To me, it feels artificial to get somebody else's approval. So I just feel something like that isn't really love or just respect. It's something you do with your friends or with yourself that you like. And social media, with or without it, you should care about yourself.
Okay, Joelle, what do you think about social media and mental health for teens and kids?
I think it can really damage people's egos because you see all these like vacation photos or people posting about their like achievements and you can't help but compare yourself to them, and that just makes you feel worse because you're not as good as them.
Devontae, what do you think about social media and mental health for teens and kids?
Well, to be perfectly fair, I think it's ruining people's reputation because it's fair for the teens to say nice things instead of bad things to other people.
I agree because what you post on social media can have an effect on a lot of people. Just recently, I noticed TikTok actually banned me for 7 days, which didn't make any sense because they said something about age requirement, which I was old enough to be on TikTok. I'm 20 years old and they saying the requirement is 18, which tells me there's something wrong with social media. There's too much bipartisan things going on every platform.
Well, it just could be a mistake. Just depends on what you're being banned for. I don't really know. Sometimes it's the littlest thing that can easily get you in trouble, even though it might be serious or not serious. So it depends on your situation. So it's just, I don't know who really runs TikTok.
One thing I learned though, I just brush it off. If you're able to upload videos instead, that's all you should care about. I mean, even though you got banned from live streaming for 7 days, if you know you didn't do something wrong, don't make a big deal. Just be yourself and go on about your day.
And that's what social media should be. It should be just for fun, but most people can take advantage of that so that it just causes trouble and causes people to just be concerned about their own kids when they use social media, especially towards bullying and cyberbullying.
Let's talk about what we can do to have a better experience with social media. So when we are reading or watching or listening to something, how can we tell what is the difference between fact or fiction?
I would say the first thing is just research. Let's take a news article that's being posted on Facebook. It helps to just fact check your information to see if it's really true or not. It's better for you not to listen to it too deeply, if you understand what I mean. Things like gossip or a rumor can easily be taken too far because there's all sorts of people in social media, and you can't always say that they're very truthful about whatever they say. I feel like you never know. Don't blame yourself if you just been fooled. That you just have to be cautious, even if you're just reading some article. It's very important to just be honest with yourself, and hopefully people will understand that this is a lie, this is not right.
I agree with Aliyah. I think you shouldn't take what someone is saying online by face value. You should always do your research and look at like multiple sources to get a better understanding on the topic.
In my opinion, I would say the world is a beautiful place, not for bullying and stuff.
Well, in my opinion, when I look at social media, I think of it as very interesting, honestly. You got one side that's good, then you have another side that's bad. And you notice that everywhere you go on social media, you're going to have some bad apples along the way, but then you're going to have some good outcomes at the same time. When you look at the sources that you find on the internet, not everything is true. And the only way you can find out is paying attention to the source, like what you're reading, what you're looking at, like videos, how the person acts in general. If you notice like their body language, paying attention to the person if they're telling the truth.
But don't you think some people are very, very good at tricking you and making something seem true even though it's not?
Yes.
Yes.
And that's what I said, is just even if you're being fooled, just don't blame yourself. That's how people in general can get to you. Even though things went wrong for you, you shouldn't tear yourself down. People on social media are getting depressed, they're getting anxiety, and they shouldn't have that. Technology can be used for good and bad things. So I'm hoping it can be used more for the good by helping others or using technologies to just brighten people's days. Right now, we're just dealing with a crisis with the pandemic. So I'm hoping people are being more compassionate with each other instead of tearing us down with whatever word or whatever lie. It's just I'm hoping to see social media be used for the good, because it wasn't around for a very long time, but technology for our benefit if we really choose it to be.
Devontae, if somebody's trying to trick you, how do you know?
I just tell them I won't fall for that trick and just ignore it.
Joelle, what's your advice when it comes to like people trying to trick you?
Try to catch them in their lie. Try to see how far they will actually take it by asking more and more questions to see if you can spot the cracks.
That's a good advice. What happens when we have a conflict with a particular person? How can you get along with that person you don't agree with?
Well, first of all, you don't yell at them or that they're wrong when they're obviously just trying to have a normal discussion at like fully grown adults, because that just is not how you conduct yourself anywhere, especially if you want to be taken seriously. Like if I just see that on TikTok, I'm immediately blocking you. I'm not going to hear you out.
Okay. Aliyah, what do you think when you have a conflict with somebody on social media? How can you get along with that person if you don't agree with them?
Well, it depends on what's the conflict about. I just want the conversation to be civil. We can easily talk, whether we're just chatting or just having this Zoom call, or even just talking to each other in person or through the phone. As long as we talk to each other, perfect, that's fine with me. But if we have a disagreement, I can't control the actions of the other person that I'm arguing against. So I'm just have to say, sorry, I understand, but I have to disagree with that. You can just end the conversation there. Because sometimes you can easily build a better relationship with the conversation or just end it right there. I just feel like if you're in a conflict, you just keep a cool mind, a cool head. You should be a bit more civil with the conversation.
Well, in my opinion, to be honest, it's going to get bad because people get cyberbullied a lot. Like sending threats and stuff, and that's becoming a problem in 2020.
Okay, here's my thing. If I don't get along with somebody and I know something they're saying is not true, I try to be really severe with it, and I have to make sure I have set boundaries with that person. But you gotta sometimes be in that other person's shoes, knowing what they're saying. And if you see that the person's lying to you or not, you have to like disagree in a way that is more respectful towards you and that person. So that's how I look at it.
Devontae, do you have any advice if somebody is getting cyberbullied? What should they do?
Yeah, if they keep on talking the same thing, don't listen to them. That's what I would say. Don't listen to them. If you keep on talking the same thing, I'm going to have to block you.
I feel like it's a different approach to doing that. Like I said earlier, it's just I want the conversation to be civil, and most people should want their conversation to be civil and just to talk it out. It's perfectly normal to have a fight with a friend, whatever it may be, something serious or non-serious, but I just want the conversation to take a better turn. Hopefully it's temporary, but just don't hurt yourself if you break up with your friends.
I
Well,
would rather have the disagreement be in private rather than on a public platform like social media, because there's
Yeah,
no reason to do that in public. If you know me and have an issue with me, then just talk to me in private. No need to display it in public.
yeah, that is true. Yeah, it's just as long as the conversation is private, it should be just nice to just talk to your friends privately, to talk to them. Hopefully they can resolve the conflict.
or just talk about it in person.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Long as there's no fight.
So, Joel, can you tell us about doxing? What is doxing?
Doxing is basically when a stranger on the internet gets a hold of your personal information and leaks for some reason. It's usually petty, like, oh, you said something like this, now everyone knows where you live or has your private phone number.
Okay. Anybody else had experience with doxing?
Fortunately, no, and hopefully that doesn't happen, but it's just things like that. It can be very, very scary. And it'd be nice to just have like some sort of advice to just in case something like that happens. Usually, social media has some type of reporting system to block the person or just to make sure that person gets notified that you're in trouble for something.
Who has advice about catfishing, fake identities, and spotting bots online?
Can you explain what catfishing is?
You're pretending to be someone else. That's what catfishing is. I've seen people try to pretend to be me before, like on social media, like YouTube. I caught them in the act of doing it and I reported it.
I feel like as long as you just report that somebody is trying to impersonate you, hopefully that'll be resolved. Be in trouble for that, just to make sure that something like that hopefully doesn't happen. That's my advice, just to see.
I think it's bad in my opinion. I would report that to the police.
I would agree because knowing you're not that person, then you're going to have a lot of conflict and a lot of problems. And there's going to be consequences behind that. I would think like the only way you know who they are is like if a parent or somebody you know knows that person. That's the only way you can figure it out.
Yeah, if you can't figure it out on your own, just avoid it as best as you can. Because, like I said, you can't really tell because they're online. And it's very easy to fake an identity online. So it's just things like that are just very serious. And you should never just go to that person you never met or anything like that, especially like as far as dating. Things like that, you have to be very, very cautious.
So don't do catfishing. Do not steal people's identities because that's not a good idea to do it.
Please don't.
Or you're going to get in trouble.
Exactly.
Also, don't steal people's information and post it online.
Right. That's another thing you shouldn't do is post private information. That's not a good idea. What other experiences have you had or what else should we think about when using social media? Let's open it up to the rest of our producers for questions or comments.
Okay, so my experience was there was some people in my inbox and it was like being a big fan and stuff. So this person wants to follow you. And then there was somebody pretending to be my friend. I clicked on the message. I'm like, hey, what's up? And then it was a link. She said, do this little survey and you get a free iPhone. So I'm texting her. I'm like, did you text me this? What are you talking about? From where? She said, no, that wasn't me. That's a scam. I said, but it has your picture and you follow me. It's using your account. It was on Instagram. Like the picture was there, all our messages was there, and then somebody sent the message with her face on it, and it says, "Do this survey real quick. It's for a free iPhone," and then they giving out free stuff. I'm like, something fishy about it. I texted her first because I'm like, oh, this is my friend who nobody could be. Then I texted my other friend, and then she was like, that's a scam. She said they had sent her the same thing. Basically, they were sending it out to all of her friends that she followed, pretending to be her.
When I first used social media, when I was around 8 to 10 years old, my auntie involved me into social media. I started out making videos and stuff like in 2012 in August. I actually decided to make my own YouTube channel, and basically I got all these followers because other YouTubers have showed influence as well and other platforms of different live streamers. They have showed different experiences, like how they relate towards their viewers. I think that was very interesting and cool at the same time. You can express your creativity like on there, but also you got to be careful what you post on there because, you know, people, they could target you for certain things that you didn't do or just target you in general for something that you didn't do in general. I had that happen before, even though I've been on social media for a long period of time. Like I've been a YouTuber more than any other platform. All I can say is be careful of what you post and what you say. Be careful of how you show yourself towards your viewers or anything that you do in general to the public.
Just as long as people use social media safely or privately, just as long as you use it for the better.
Well, I don't have any bad experience. I have good experience, good videos. I wanted to add more details or dreams coming true in the future. And also a cooking star. I've been traveling the world once and also practicing cooking to see I am very good at.
Sometimes I actually block a person out because they really said bad things to me. I just feel upset.
In my high school year, I was popular. A lot of girls asked me out. Then they asked me my social media. Then homecoming came my senior year. Then I won homecoming king. Then I post a picture of that. I almost had hit 1,000 hearts and likes.
Wait, did you say 1,000 hearts and likes for your homecoming picture?
Yeah, I won. Then delete the picture.
You deleted the picture?
Yeah.
Why did you delete it?
A Jose stalker always posted in her story.
So someone was stalking you?
Yeah.
Someone that you knew?
Then I blocked her.
Okay, so you took the picture down and you blocked her?
Yeah.
Well, I can relate because like I know I had good and bad experiences. The good experiences were when I get new viewers, I really want to know who they are and like what their background is about, what they like to do, like their hobbies or whatever. Because I would love to meet people that I haven't met before. But I have like bad experiences with people at the same time from new people because you got people who are very sketchy, very suspicious. They think they're slick. But one thing I learned when it comes to new people, limit the amount of people that you meet. Set boundaries with certain people, like how this person is by their behavior and actions and their demeanor and stuff. That's how I learned on social media how to deal with things.
I feel like social media is just that and use it appropriately. Don't use it just to bully. Don't use it to just mess with someone, harass somebody. Use social media for the right reasons and the right reasons only. Whether it's just to help promote a business, whether it's just to hang out with friends or hang out with family, that's the only reason it should be used. Things like that are meant to be used for fun, not to bully. And I hope it continues to be like that. And hopefully social media will be used more often for just good reasons.
I want to say thank you to Joelle, Aliyah, and Devontae, and all of the viewers out there. Thank you, and have a blessed day. See you on the next podcast on Power Your Story.
It is my pleasure to say Power Your Story podcast is produced by Chicago high school students with production support from After School Matters and Creative Impostor Studios. Our theme music is by our very own Genaro Jackson, aka Professor DJ Sparkz. We are on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube as Power Your Story Podcast. Thank you for listening and peace out.